Ayutthaya, latitude 14 degrees, 25 minutes north, longitude 100 degrees, 30 minutes east. It is in the middle of Southeast Asia and in the center of Thailand, only 76 kilometers from Bangkok. Because of its strategic location and plenty of facilities for the Expo 2020 Ayutthaya, Thailand, the Bangsai Arts and Crafts Center, situated on a beautiful 506.07-acre plain on the bank of the Chao Phraya River, is being proposed for the site of the World Expo. The Expo site is divided into two parts, the original Bangsai Arts and Crafts Center and a new part to be built at the site. A network of transport routes, land, rail, boat, and air serves the province. Ayutthaya is 62 kilometers from Don Mueang International Airport in Bangkok, a mere 45-minute drive away. This airport can receive 36.5 million passengers a year. Ayutthaya is also 100 kilometers away from Suvarnabhumi International Airport in Samut Prakan, a 90-minute drive by car. Suvarnabhumi International Airport can handle 45 million passengers a year, and there is a plan to increase this capacity to 60 million. You will be able to go from both airports to the World Expo 2020 easily via an electric train link, the Red Line, which will go directly to the Expo site. Ayutthaya has a network of roads inside the province that also link up with other provinces. There are two main 8-lane roads, Highway 32 from Bang Pa-in to Nakhon Sawan, and Highway 329 from Hin Kong to Suphanburi. The Udon Rataya Expressway also passes through Bang Pa-in, Ayutthaya. Additionally, the province has interprovincial road network that it shares with Pathum Thani province. The 4-lane Highway 1 runs from Bangkok to Bang Pa-in. Highway 1 and Highway 32 also serve as link roads with other provinces. The road network is being developed for the future with 3 projects in the pipeline. The first is a 3rd ring road around Bangkok. The second is a motorway between Bang Pa-in in Ayutthaya and Nakhon Ratchasima province. And the third is another motorway from Bang Pa-in to Nakhon Sawan. These road networks will cut travel time between Bangkok and Ayutthaya to only 40 minutes. Meanwhile, the road project linking China with neighboring countries will allow for land travel to Ayutthaya. It will serve as a transport route for the East-West, North-South, Southern Economic Corridor, or EWEC. The project to develop the transport network in the Greater Mekong sub-region, or the GMS Economic Corridors, is divided into 3 parts. The North-South Economic Corridor, the East-West Economic Corridor, the Southern Economic Corridor. As for trains, Ayutthaya has 2 parallel rail lines, one to the north, 18 trips a day, and one to the northeast, 20 trips a day. Future rail transport development includes the Red Line electric train project for the suburban area, which will link Thammasat with Mahachai. This line will end in Ayutthaya at the Pachi station in Pachi district. The 60-kilometer line will run from Rangsit in Bangkok to Ban Pachi. These basic rail networks will also have a direct rail link for the Red Line's Pachi station to the World Expo 2020 site. 2 high-speed train projects, Bangkok-Chiang Mai and Bangkok-Nong Khai, will also be running through Ayutthaya in the future. On top of these, there is also a transport development project for the Asia region, the Singapore-Kunming Rail Link. It passes through 7 ASEAN countries, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam, and then links up with Kunming, the capital of China's Yunnan province. It's a total distance of 5,382 kilometers, but will take only 10 hours of travel when the rail linking these countries is completed. These various modes of travel will make it easy for visitors to go directly to the Expo site via the 12-kilometer Red Line electric train extension route, the Expressway Extension Project, the Solid Blue Line, which will lead to the exposition site, the perforated blue line. The U-turn for vehicles from Kanchanaphisek Road to turn into the Expo site. The pier at Bang Sai site, where boats from Bangkok's Ta Chang Pier will dock after a 100-kilometer trip. Once at the Expo 2020 site, visitors will go through 4 entrance buildings. Buildings 1 and 2 to the north, and buildings 3 and 4 to the south. Those coming on the electric train will enter the Expo through entrance building 5 to the east of the site. Passengers will face a beautiful wide view of the Expo site when they step off the train. In case of emergencies, there are emergency access points in the north and south car park areas. Emergency vehicles can quickly enter and leave these areas to quickly deal with any situations. Transport inside the Expo site. Visitors can board a boat through the canal that surrounds the Expo site or take an electric vehicle that runs around the ground, one round trip about 4 kilometers. The design for this was inspired by the town planning of ancient Ayutthaya, which is surrounded by rivers to protect against invasion. This is why Ayutthaya was dubbed the Venice of the East. The design of the ticketing area is divided into 2 main parts, to the north and to the south. There is a multi-purpose area that links the 2 parts, which reflects the city space concept for the exposition. City of Object is the result of globalization, but the city of space was born from the local wisdom of our ancestors. Ancient Ayutthaya had the concept of a public space called Sanam Chai, which is adapted in the master plan into the multi-purpose area. This is where visitors can relax and enjoy the shows and seminars that can be organized there. It is a sharing space that will show visitors the importance of having a public space in their cities, which will make them much more livable. The multi-purpose area is also where the 5 landmarks of the Expo will be located to serve as meeting points. These landmarks are the Entrance Plaza and Expo Landmark, the Temple of Light and Shadow, the Wisdom Pillar, the Illusion Plateau, and the Harmonic Globe. The buildings at the Expo are either permanent or temporary and have different functions. The permanent buildings will be kept for future use after the Expo and will become the Innovative Way of Life Study Center. It will carry out research, study, trail, and training to spread knowledge about a new and appropriate way of life that is suitable to most communities in the country. The administration building and the THAILAND Pavilion will be developed into the center for the promotion of local agricultural produce. The Performance Center will become the Agricultural Technology Research Building, dedicated to assist Thai farmers. Visitor and Event Service, the Sponsorship Building, and Media Center will be turned into the Health Service Building. The Expo Town at the Ring Road south of the project will become the Center for Relaxation and Retreat with Care, centered on providing Thai herbal medicine services. Temporary buildings such as the sub-theme pavilions, the corporate pavilions, the house-built pavilions, and the self-built pavilions, which use the city of space concept inherent in the traditional Thai design of having a common space in between structures, can be an area of exchange that leads to the creation of a world culture. Expo 2020 was designed with the location of Ayutthaya in mind. There has to be a balance between the surrounding environment and Thai art and modern design, which will lead to innovation, environmental friendliness, and sustainability. The landscape architectural design divides the site into 5 zones, each containing 4 sub-themes. The 5 zones are the city waterfront, to present the city of space concept; the paddy field, for the revival of local wisdom to further human well-being; the orchard field, to reunite connections for seamless harmony; the river fishery, to rethink creativity for the utmost happiness; and the sea fishery, to reform life values for global solidarity. These zones will be areas for learning that will also relax visitors and expose them to a variety of landscapes. After the expo, these landscapes will be kept to attract both local and foreign tourists. Water systems in the zones will be served by 3 large water areas. The city waterfront at the entrance, which is connected to the canal that surrounds the expo site; the water steps and earthen dikes forming a reservoir to serve the fruit plantation to the east; and the reservoir for fishery. Water will flow naturally from the highest part of the site, the Wisdom Pillar Plaza, to the reservoirs. Water will then be pumped to the irrigation canal, where it will flow naturally around the 5 zones. The canal berms and dikes at the Expo 2020 are also designed to be higher than outside areas. This is part of a flood prevention measure, as well as to keep water for gardening in the exposition area. It also helps to cool down the temperature and serves as routes of transport around the site. Post-use of this site is planned for maximum benefits at the lowest cost possible. Part of the site will be turned into agricultural area. The central garden will remain to keep the trees there growing. The multi-purpose area, which is designed into various Thai traditional landscapes, will be turned into a public park in the style of passive agricultural green and medicinal source for health. The various pavilions will be dismantled and turned into active agricultural green areas for the development of modern agriculture for organic produce, new varieties of rice plantation, etc. Post-Expo land use is thus in line with the sustainable development of the city by encouraging people to be self-dependent and avoid destruction of natural resources. This can be achieved by integrating local wisdom with modern technology under self-sufficiency economy philosophy championed by His Majesty the King of Thailand. This will be an opportunity for countries to join forces in cultivating an innovative thinking on self-sufficiency and sustainability, and set an example for others in search of their own way for a better quality of life, benefiting the country, region, and all of humanity in the future. Ultimately, it can be said that the Expo 2020 AYUTTHAYA, Thailand utilizes all aspects of AYUTTHAYA city to make the Expo stand out and clearly reflect the theme, balanced life, sustainable living.